DJ Yella from N.W.A. stop chiming in for a hot second. We got to do a book signing next week, so we got to do some collaborate. Make sure our shit is up and straight.
You know, while we have all these people in the building, they love the N.W.A. stuff. Seems to be some of our more popular videos. Let's talk about YELLA, man. Since he just called, just randomly, give us a good YELLA story. And while you do that, I'm gonna go run and pee real quick, if you don't mind. I'll be back in like 45 seconds.
Okay. DJ YELLA was one of the first of the WRECKIN CRU members that he was the first outside cat from that wasn't from my neighborhood that didn't open the club. He was the first replacement, put it that way. I started off with about 4 guys: DJ YELLA, Dr. Rock, Elegant Elston, Unknown DJ, Sweet Ron Ron, and Billy T, and myself. And when Dr. Rock left and went to Texas, YELLA was the first one. YELLA was already a customer. He came in and was hanging out with Dr. Rock and said he could DJ. Gave him a shot, and he's been around ever since. And he's always been one of them laid back dudes. He's always been a laid back dude. But I tell you what was crazy. We hadn't talked in years. When he was with N.W.A, he would come by from time to time, but eventually he stopped coming through. And I would never. I was a part of his porno era. He did his pornos here in the studio. Yeah, we had some fun back in the days. But he became a devout Christian. Okay, he changed his life completely. Gave his life over to the Lord, and I was asked to come to the church to hear him do his testimony, and I'm like, I didn't want to go to the church. I ain't no problem with church. I was Sundays. I usually kick back after the club. I stayed at the club, and I didn't want to go nowhere because Sundays I'd be tired. So I decided, me and Unknown go up there and we kick it at the church. And YELLA started doing this testimony. And as soon as he got into the testimony, he says, I'm in the back of the church standing up. It was standing room only. He says, I want to say I'm sorry to you. And I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? He said, you. And he was looking at me, but I figured it was somebody in front of me or whatever. Lonzo, I'm talking to you. Huh? And he said he said he'd been mad at me for years. He didn't know why. He just was mad at me. Okay. And he couldn't explain it. We never had we've never had an argument. Never, damn sure ain't had no fight. Nobody in the crew ever had a fight. We never had those kind of issues. We always pretty much, we'd have debates and discussions, but they get loud, but they never got violent. And we was cool, and I never had a problem with him. Then about 2 years later, he came back to the house. I got a call from Unknown. Them and Unknown stayed in contact again. Said, I need to talk to Lonzo. About what? He says, I need to talk to him. I had a dream, and I talked to my pastor. My pastor interpreted the dream as saying I need to get back with Lonzo. Huh? After all that N.W.A. shit, and he came by the studio. We talked for like 3 or 4 hours, man. Like long lost homies, like we was. Look, the long lost. We never missed a beat, dude. We never missed a beat. And we had planned on doing some shows together, and it was going to be a WRECKIN CRU featuring DJ YELLA, N.W.A, me and Clientele, and just doing some shit, man. And then the pandemic hit, and just kicked those dreams and those plans in the nuts. And then right behind that, then as the pandemic started to lift last year, I realized that Clientele had a book, YELLA had a book, and I got a book. My book is like 7 years old. I did my book back in 2015, right after the movie. And I said, man, we ought to start doing book signings together. And YELLA was he was pushing his book and doing this thing. And we started doing book signings together, man. It was just a financial windfall for everybody. They loved the fact that 3 of us was out there because you got 3/4 of the WRECKIN CRU and 1/3 of N.W.A. And it just made for a great connect. And then we got booked to Sacramento back in July. And we had the whole WRECKIN CRU was there. Shakespeare lives in Sacramento. We had me, Clientele, Shakespeare, and YELLA all together for the first time, man, in like 25 years, 30 years, dude. And, it just to see how folks have grown up and we all old as shit now, but we all still just as silly as we was in some ways when we were back in the 80s, man. And just it's cool to hang out with your homeboys, man. That's just something that I appreciate, man. The time we able to get back together and go out and have some fun, and we don't chase girls like we used to, but we just talk shit and talk about the shit that we did do, and it's just a good vibe, man, to be able to hang with your folks, man. I wish we can hook up with Dre and just catch him, just the four of us, and just have some old reminiscing time, man. Go to lunch or something. Kick it.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, just the four of us, man. I don't want nobody else. I don't want no cameras outside the ones in our pockets, and just because everybody can relax, because and be the Dre that we was back in the 80s, and Yella and Lonzo and shit like, and clientele. It is what it is, Doc.
For anyone new to the channel who are just getting here because of the title, the Migos title, Takeoff, Mob Ties, who don't know anything about Alonzo Williams, let me introduce you to the godfather of West Coast hip hop. If it weren't for him, a lot of things would not be around right now, including Eazy E, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, Yella, and a lot of other people that came through Lonzo's doors. So if you're not familiar with Lonzo's story, please hit that subscribe button and check out some of the videos, because you will be very impressed. If you are a hip hop fan, if you are a lover, a historian, you'll be very impressed of his background, and take it a step further and check out his book. If you definitely got to check out his book if you want a real history lesson, not without Alonzo, wherever books can be sold. And he would definitely, personally autograph it for you as well if you like that. I just want to throw it out there while we have these new listeners, because I'm sure a lot of these people are new and they don't know Lonzo's history. But when it comes to West Coast hip hop, he is our Herc. He is our Grandmaster Cass. He is the person who chopped down the trees, who did all the hard work when no one knew what this hip hop thing was. It was all new back in the early 80s. He was the one who made it possible. So you could really be enjoying hip hop right now, to be honest. So just want to give you your flowers for all the new listeners out there.
I appreciate it, Doc. Please, y'all, don't be afraid to like and subscribe, tell a friend, share these links as well. We're trying to get this channel up to about, 25. I'm trying to get you with Dusty at 25 plus. 25,000 plus. I need to double my shit. So
don't cut me short. I'm at 35,000, homie.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, 35,000.
It's all good. But we got organic. You know what I'm saying, Lonzo? We know what it takes. You and I both know what it takes to get 100,000 subscribers. We know what it takes. I see these YouTubers all the time selling their soul, taking clips of other people and just reposting it and going on Clubhouse and whatever Whack 100 is doing today, or whatever Charleston White is saying, and they're building their channel off of clips and this and that and other people's names. We're building our stuff off organic love, and I'm proud of my followership. I wish I was at 100,000, but if it takes me a little bit longer because I could look myself in the mirror at the end of the day, so be it. And I think you feel the same way.
I totally feel the same way, Doc. I'm probably one of the oldest cats on this YouTube platform, and I got to lead by example, man. That's just my problem. That's just I feel that's how I've always felt. I have to lead by example. I can't be a grown ass man with an ARP card and fucking Medicare and get a Social Security check and be doing the same dumb shit that kids is doing. What the fuck I look like? And that's always been my problem. Maybe because I've been older, I've always thought more responsible. Okay, I mean, who would respect me, man, if I was trying to do the same kind of dumb shit that these cats is doing, these youngsters are doing? That don't make no sense. Yes, I will jump on the stage and rap my lyrics and shit and have a good time. I probably won't pull my pants down no more, though. Okay, I will have a great time doing Turn Up the Lights, Surgery, Juice, all my songs. I love doing that shit, but I ain't gonna pull out my pants. Like back in the day, I'd have dropped my pants like a motherfucker, shook my nuts, pulled back up, walked off stage. Okay, but I got grandkids now. Okay, I got a legacy. My Rolodex is full of who's who in Compton, who's who in LA, senators and congressmen and mayors, and I can't do that shit no more. And that's the part I think a sign of maturity, because I'm a showman, but that ain't my main thing. If I was a full-time comedian, showman, and or actor, I could do a lot of shit and get away with it probably a lot better. But this is what I do part time to keep my brand in the eyes of the public, because my story is so interesting and so unique. They haven't got to me yet. Okay, I'm not a famous rapper, but without me, you don't get rap. Okay, and I'm half-ass humble. I'm trying to figure out how to stay humble, but still do my shit. Okay, you know, I've always taught to be humble, but humble, you can't get your shit out being humble. If you
got to be an asshole sometimes. You got to be blunt. You have to be eccentric a little bit.
Right. If you got an instrument, you got to play that motherfucker. Nobody don't want to hear, your trumpet is really shiny. Can you play it? Oh man, I don't know.
Thank you.
No, you got to blow that motherfucker. Okay. You got to blow that motherfucker and play it like you never played before. Let them feel you.